Happy birthday! Look how big he's grown. I can't wait for him to open his presents." Christy Huddleston's students crowded around the birthday boy, applauding and singing. He stared at them, blinked, then let out a loud snort. Christy laughed. For a horse, it was a perfectly polite response. "I think Prince wonders what the fuss is all about," she said. Christy was sitting on the rail fence that enclosed the black stallion's pasture. Her entire class, all 70 students, had gathered there to celebrate Prince's birthday. The class was supposed to be studying geography this afternoon, but Christy had decided that the children deserved this special treat. Lately, Cutter Gap had fallen on particularly hard times. It was nice to have a reason to celebrate something, even if it was just the birthday of a horse. Of course, Prince wasn't just any horse. The magnificent stallion had somehow managed to cast a magic spell over her students. The shy ones grew braver around Prince. The clumsy ones grew confident as they trotted around the pasture on his broad back, and the troublemakers actually seemed to grow calmer. Even Lundy Taylor, the worst bully in the school, acted like a different person around Prince. Ruby Mae Morrison stepped forward and cleared her throat. "It's time for the present giving," she announced. Quickly, the children fell silent. They'd been planning this for weeks. Ruby Mae, who was 13, had been chosen to present Prince's gifts. Although he belonged to the mission, it was Ruby Mae, more than anyone else, who cared for Prince. With the help of the mission minister, David Grantland, she fed Prince, groomed him, and exercised him every day. She was also the most accomplished rider of all the children. "Before we start," Ruby Mae announced, "I have to tell the truth. We don't rightly know for sure and certain that today is Prince's birthday." Gently, she scratched the stallion's nose. "Since he was a present to the mission, nobody exactly knows when he was born, excepting that he's about 3 years old. But I took a vote, and we figured today would be a fine day to have a birthday." Bessie Coburn, one of Ruby's best friends, elbowed Ruby Mae in the ribs. "The presents, Ruby Mae! Get to the presents!" "All right, then. First off, the necklace." Hannah Washington and Della Mae Allen paraded over solemnly, carrying a large round garland. It was made of woven twigs, flowers, and berries. Carefully, they placed it around Prince's glossy neck. "He's eating the berries!" Hannah exclaimed. "He likes it!" Everyone laughed. It was a nice moment, one that Christy had feared she would never see when Hannah's family, the descendants of slaves, had first come to this isolated mountain cove. Her dark skin had set her apart, and it had broken Christy's heart to see the ignorance and prejudice Hannah and her family had endured. But Hannah had persevered, and Prince had done his part to help her. Like Ruby Mae, Hannah was a gifted rider. By offering to teach several of the children what she knew about riding, she'd found a way to reach them and to make some real friends. "And now," Ruby Mae continued, "for the next present." Mountie O'Teal stepped up to Prince's side. She was a small girl for her 10 years, shy and self-conscious around strangers because of a lingering speech problem. Still, whenever Mountie was around Prince, she blossomed. Her speech flowed, and her smiles came quickly. "This is for you, Prince," Mountie announced in a clear voice rich with the mountain accent Christy never tired of hearing. "It's for keeping you warm on winter nights, and we all put in a bit of it." Mountie held out the precious gift, a horse blanket sewn together like a patchwork quilt. With Ruby Mae's help, she placed the blanket over Prince's back. As Mountie adjusted the blanket, Christy's eyes filled with tears. A square of fabric was missing from the sleeve of Mountie's worn, tattered dress. The other children had similar missing patches, since they'd each donated a piece of fabric for the quilt. "It's beautiful, children," Christy said softly. "Prince is a very lucky fellow."